Hello guys, this is Jones1095 with part 3 of my homemade crossbow series. I've completely finished it all, strung it up, put the prods in made of CPVC pipe, and I strung it up with paracord because that was the only cord that would work for me. And I've put all the internals together, sanded it down, which was actually the last part I put up. I'll just show you it shooting now inside. I'll do a outdoor shooting test a little down the road. But I'll just shoot 8 bolts down here for you, just so you can get an idea of how it's shooting. So here's the internals. Only 2 moving pieces in this. Trigger mechanism made out of oak wood. Really tough wood. And the way I hold the bolts down is with the bristles from a toothbrush I put in there, or bristles rather. Screwed them in there. There's a screw in between these bristles right here. That goes up, you can actually see it right there. And it's just held in with 1 bolt right here. And I also put wooden dowels here in the track because the track was a little bit too wide. So I needed to really make it hug the bolts, and this makes it really consistent now. So here's the CPVC with homemade pulleys on here. It's just a series of a lot of, hopefully I can get the camera to focus on this, come on. Alright, with a lot of washers, and this is actually an eyelet for your tarp. It's one that you can smash in yourself. I bought it in a set at Home Depot, and I used that as the pulley because I couldn't find any pulleys. And since this brass is really smooth, and I curved it up with the hammering tool that came with it, it hugs the string really nicely and stops it from fraying. And then here's just more washers holding the prods together. And as I said earlier, I used paracord on this. I think it ended up being 6 feet of paracord because I strung it up like a compound bow, which means it has a lot more power than your standard bow would, and a lot more power than this would be if it was just a single string going from end to end. So the pull on this, I measured it, is 70 pounds. So that's as strong as a real bow. It's definitely on the lower strength side, but it's definitely really strong. All I did was to measure it was I just put it on a scale, a digital scale, and I pulled the string back as far as it would go, and it topped out at 71 pounds. So it's got a 70-pound pull on it. How you cock it is you would make sure this notch is forward like that, and then you would pull the paracord back, which I put duct tape here to protect it from fraying, and it cocks itself and holds back, and you're ready to shoot. And there's no whisker biscuit up there, which is just something that improves the consistency even more, but I had one up there and it actually slowed it down a lot and made it a little less consistent the way I made it. So that's why I added those wooden dowels right here. And here's the bolts. Same as my last crossbow that was made inspired by the Battlefield 3 game. I drilled a hole about 3 inches into the back of every single one of these to reduce weight in the back, so it was front heavy and it didn't want to flip in the air, that it wanted to go straight, and that helped out a lot. And of course these flights help out a lot too. So how you put it in is you simply obviously cock this first, put it on the wooden dowels, and then force it back in here. And I have to put this up a little bit. There you go. And it won't go anywhere. You can shoot it upside down however you like, and it will stay straight. And now we will shoot 8 bolts for you. And this is double-sided cardboard too, so it's really thick.